Now, temperatures reached over 30 degrees in parts of the country at the weekend. Tragically, 8 people drowned after their day in the sun went horribly wrong. And we're joined now by Ross MacLeod, who's from the RNLI. He is a water safety manager.
Hiya, Ross.
Good morning. And next to him, lifeguard Graham Fisher. Good morning. And they are at Perranporth Beach in Cornwall, which is absolutely beautiful.
Hi, guys. And the weather's staying good there.
Gorgeous.
And they're alongside. We've got a great story from Ravi here, who's beside them there. He is in Leeds. And Ravi, you were lucky to survive after an incident at sea last year. What happened, Ravi? Tell us the story.
So basically, me and my family went to Scarborough, and then we decided to go into the water. So after half an hour, we got bored. So we went a bit far into the deep place. But then after we accidentally got too far, so we decided to go to the shallow ends. But then it was too late, and then a rip current dragged me away from my dad.
Oh my goodness, terrifying. How scary was that? It's really scary to listen to.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, Ravi, you got separated from your dad. You were very young, 11 years old. And Em just said, terrifying, that riptide takes you. What was going through your mind at that moment? What did you do? How were you thinking?
I was like, is this really happening? Am I really going to die? Is this the last day of my life?
Gosh, that is something for an 11-year-old.
What you remembered a technique, absolutely amazing and miraculously you remembered this technique that you'd seen on a documentary. Now, explain this to people, how it saved you and how it might save them.
So basically, I used the technique called float to live, and it's basically you're on your back, so making a starfish shape, and then you can use that to float on top of the water.
I mean, that sounds very sensible, Ravi, and this was from a BBC documentary, Saving Lives at Sea, and it was 4 years ago that you'd seen that, so it's amazing that you remembered it. It sounds, very sensible, but when you're so frightened, it's easy to panic. So how difficult was it for you to think, right, I just have to do this, the float to live? I remember it. What did you do? How did you keep yourself calm?
I kept myself calm by taking deep breaths in and out.
And then you just floated.
Well,
so how long did you float?
Here's how he did it. Here's an extract from the programme, and this is what Ravi remembered, and we want to get this message out there. Here we go.
Choose a lifeguarded beach if you're going to the sea. Stay between the flags, it's a safer place to be. If you get in trouble, just float like this. Use your arms and legs like a big starfish.
Again! Choose a lifeguarded beach if you're going to the sea.
Stay between the flags, it's a safer place to be.
If you get in trouble, just float like this. Use your arms and legs like a big starfish. Be safe, everybody!
Now, that's, it's a lovely little rhyme and whether I would do that if I was in your situation, I really doubt. But you trusted that video, you spread yourself like a starfish, and what then happened to you? Because your dad, and this was an awful thing, he had to look out there, see you, but he couldn't do anything, so you were on your own. He had to get back and get help. He had to take his eyes off you, which must have been the most frightening thing, and you were left to your own devices. So how long did it take you to get to safety? What happened?
So basically, my dad raised the alarm, and it took half an hour for them to come and rescue me.
Half an hour?
But you just floated. The tide took you to a safer area, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half a mile, we're told. Your parents must have been so relieved to see you rescued, safe and sound. Terrifying ordeal for all of you. Ravi, lots of people heading to the beach, this glorious weather. What would your message be to people who are going to be swimming in the sea or rivers, anywhere, really?
My thing is to if you're going to the water, just remember to use the float to live technique if you get into a bit of trouble, and stay calm.
Stay calm.
Well, you stay safe, mate, and thanks for spreading the message. Appreciate it, Ravi. Let's go back to the beach and see Ross and Graham there. Now, these guys, absolutely incredible. If only more people did what these guys do, and they work for the RNLI. And first of all, Ross, has it been a busy season so far?
It has, and I mean, you only have to look behind me today, a beautiful day down here in Cornwall, and our colleagues at the Coast Guard and ourselves at the RNLI are expecting probably the busiest summer on record, with everyone being locked up for the last few months. Quite understandably, people want to head to the coast, and why shouldn't they? So we're really just calling for people to respect the water, and what that means is just have a little thought about what could go wrong, and we hope that you have a perfect day and you create some really happy memories. But it's just all around knowing what to do if something does go wrong. And Ravi is an amazing young man. He's done an incredible thing, and he is one of a number of people who have used that float to live advice to help save their life. So whether it's something you use this year, next year, 10 years' time, just lock it away in your mind, because it can be life-saving.
We certainly will. And you were very much behind that Float to Live campaign, so it must be wonderful for you to hear someone like Ravi talking, to see that he survived because of the technique that you came up with.
Yeah, I mean, I work with a lot of talented people to help get the campaign up and running, including as a professor at the University of Portsmouth, Mike Tipton, who developed a lot of the underpinning science, which is all around cold water shock and what to do and how to stay calm. But yeah, we've had sort of in the region of 25 to 30 people contact the RNLI spontaneously to say that this technique has helped to save their life, and they've either saved themselves or be rescued by others. And I suspect that's probably the tip of the iceberg of people that have actually contacted us proactively. So we're really proud of what we've achieved, and the main thing for the RNLI, we are the charity that saves lives at sea, and we can do that with our lifeboats, with our lifeguards. But if people can sort of take the water safety information and help save themselves and be there for our crews to rescue them, that's what we're all about. So we're here to try and save everyone, and if they can help us along the way.
And thank goodness you're there, and thank goodness Graham. Let's talk to Graham now, who's there beside you, because he's there at the very sharp end of all of this. And we heard Ravi's story about that starfish. Have you ever seen that in operation? Have you ever seen that working?
Yeah, we have seen it happen quite a few times. We get lots of rip currents down at Perranporth behind me, so floating to live is really important, and it has saved a lot of people.
We can see people
stay afloat a little bit longer. We can see them for a bit longer.
Yeah, we can see people there behind you, Graham, arriving at the beach with all their paraphernalia, windbreakers. They're going to have a wonderful time, a beautiful day, beautiful beach. What is your message to people going to any beach today?
So our message at Perranporth Lifeguards and all the lifeguards across the nation is that go to a lifeguarded beach. That's the safest place to be. And then when you are at lifeguarded beach, please go and swim between the flags. So even any other activities as well, go between the flags, and that is the safest place to be. We get a lot of strong currents here down at Perranporth along all the coast, especially down in Cornwall. We get a large tidal range too. So we're here to give you advice. And yeah, we just want you to stay safe. So please go between the flags. So we've got black and whites, we've got the red and yellows. Red and yellows is for swimming, bodyboarding.
And what about you, Graham? Are you perched up on one of those towers that you often see? Yeah. So we have some vehicles, we have some trucks. We also have a lifeguard base, and then we also have a quad bike as well. Yeah. So we go around the beach and we sit up top to get a better view. And then we also go in the water too. So if it's really dangerous, we'll get some boards in, and we might get the jet ski in and the rescue boat as well, just so we've got extra eyes and extra people in the water.
Well, you do an amazing job, all of you. I hope that everybody stays very safe today and they won't need your services. Ross MacLeod and Graham Fisher from the RNLI, and lovely Ravi Saini, who took notice of that advice, the Float to Live campaign, and there he is, living proof. Thank you all so much.
For getting the message across and doing what you do. Cheers. Thank you very much. Thank you.